I've come to Bradgate Park to do a training run for my upcoming Peak District 30k. So today I'm planning on doing 14k. A lot of history behind this place. It's been a public park since 1928, but origins go back to around the 13th century when it was designated a hunting park. The park's got quite a few prominent landmarks. Old John is probably the most famous, which is a folly that was built in 1784 in the shape of a tankard. There's also Bradgate House here, which was built in 1520, lived in by Lady Jane Grey, who was the 9-day Queen of England and Ireland. And there's also the Yeomanry War Memorial, which is quite close to Old John, and that commemorates those from the Leicester Yeomanry who died in the Boer War and the 2 World Wars. The park is famous for housing about 550 wild deer. So onto the route. 2 loops of the park, not doing the same loop twice. We're going to go once anti-clockwise and then we're going to go once clockwise. So the route starts at the Hallgates entrance to the park, which is on the Cropston Reservoir. We run up around Coppice Wood, up the hill to the northern border of the park, along the path heading west towards Hunts Hill Car Park. That's the kind of the highest point where we get incredible views over Leicestershire, where we can see Old John. Then we start running down the hill at the most westerly point. We run to the bottom of the hill, which is the Newtown Linford entrance, and then it's a easy run along the public footpath, which is relatively flat and tarmac, and then we turn around and we do it all again in reverse, and then we should end up back at the start. I'm at the start. Going to be running up that hill. It is a lot colder than I was expecting, so I've put all the layers that I've got on. I have to play it by ear whether this becomes just 1 or 2 loops. I feel okay at the moment, hopefully I'll warm up, but yeah, wind chill here. Possibly didn't take that into account, so we'll see how things go. First 2k in, still running uphill. This is the hardest bit, obviously. There's about another ½ a kilometre to the top. The paths are worse than I thought they'd be. The weather is colder. It's not raining, unfortunately. Boggy paths, quite windy, quite cold. We go on. We've hit about 2.5k. So at the top of the hill, we finished the ascent of the run. Just behind me, you can see Old John, which is one of the landmarks of Leicestershire. Now we're on to a 2k decline, so moving swiftly on. I thought it wouldn't be right if I didn't come up to the Leicestershire Yeoman Memorial, which you can see behind me. So this is pretty much the highest point. A bit more of a climb, but it's a lovely memorial in a lovely place. Come down from the descent part, so now we're on a tarmac path for the about 3k relatively flat run back to where we started. Just slowing down a bit. We've got some deer crossing the path. I don't want to get hit by a deer, nor do I want to run into a deer, so just slowing down for a sec. Running past Bradgate House, which was home to Lady Jane Grey, as I mentioned in the intro, Queen of Great Britain and Ireland for 9 days, I believe. So full of facts, this park. We have finished the first loop, just stripped off a little bit, got a bit warm on that one, so delayered slightly. Now we're going to do the same thing backwards, not running backwards.
to the final 100 metres of the second loop. I think we'll just finish just shy of 14k. Good run, good training exercise. Made it, so just ticking over 14k. Did a little bit of an extra run up the path on the way back. Good training exercise, I think. Decent amount of elevation, running on mixed terrain, tarmac, muddy kind of trail path, really unsteady trail paths too. Getting these more intense training runs in for big race that I've got coming up in a few weeks. Thanks for watching this video. Please like the channel, maybe watch one of these, a couple of other videos. We'll see you next time.